Welcome back to Great Day. Last year, Americans paid a record $83 billion in credit card debt, with Texans having some of the highest debt in the nation. Tim Wilkins with Affordable Debt Consolidation shares how they can help ease the burden financially. Good morning.
Good morning, Deborah.
All right, first, a little background on the company. Texas-based and 100% veteran-owned. You are a former United States Marine, and so let me say thank you for your service.
Thank you, and it's our birthday tomorrow, so happy birthday to all the Marines.
All right, and Veterans Day after that, so yeah, extra celebration this time of year. Okay, so for clarification's sake, if I owe Shelly $20 because she covered me on lunch last week, I'm not the person you're talking to. Who are the people who could really benefit from your services?
No, we specialize in helping Texans who are struggling with $30,000 up to $100,000 or more, sometimes less. But that's that average number we're seeing right now for people who are really going through debt problems.
Yeah, and when you see people
and what
going,
we do,
I was going to say, when you see people going through this is stifling. I have been in that position before where I owed money and I did not see any way out. And so what a lot of people will do is bury their head in the sand and think they can run away from it. That's the wrong thing to do. You don't have a one-size-fits-all program. You really sit down one-on-one, take a look at where people are, and there are various options in terms of how to work your way out.
Now, I've been in that situation myself, and it is so important to know that you have options because you don't know when you're trying to figure it out by yourself or even Google it. We sit down with everyone to find the unique solution that works for them. That could be a low interest debt reduction loan. It could be one of our programs that lowers interest rates without a loan. Or for many people that come to us, if they're really struggling, it could be our program that's so popular that actually negotiates a reduction of what they owe. It works on those principal balances.
Yeah, all right, because the thing is when you're paying that, even if, some people are just stop paying altogether, but when you're paying the minimum every month, you're getting nowhere. You're spinning your wheels.
You really are. And when you use our programs that actually negotiate a reduction of those balances, you can actually resolve that debt in as little as 24 to 48 months. And here's the big part for people who are struggling, often with a monthly cost that can be less than half of what they're making just with those minimums. For people who are behind or just struggling to make ends meet, that help can be life-changing.
Yeah, all right. I mentioned earlier that you're Texas-based. Why is that extra important in cases like this?
Well, it's really important because out-of-state companies can have a cookie-cutter approach, and many of them gouge people who are already struggling. We find that our debt negotiation fees are usually 20 to 40% less than most out-of-state companies. That's the last thing you need when you're hurting, is to have somebody take even more advantage of you.
Yeah. You've given a couple examples, but let's look at another one here. If your minimum payments on $50,000 are high interest debt, it could add up to really what that you're paying?
Well, it can add up to quite a bit. It can actually be up to $100,000. We find that with our first program, that can be down to $63,000. That's that debt consolidation or credit counseling. With our debt negotiation hardship program, you're looking at under $50,000, often much less by the time you pay that off.
Yeah. And if you have minimum payments, as I mentioned earlier, you keep paying, that could take you 20 years or more. Or if you work with you all, you can reduce that time as well.
That's another big thing. It's not just the amount that we're reducing, it's the amount of time. With the credit counseling programs and the debt reduction, that can be 6 or 5 years. With our debt negotiation programs, like I said, that's usually estimated between 24 and 48 months.
Yeah. Everybody likes to break things down to whatever we do, whether we get a car or a house. What's my monthly? Okay, depending on interest rates, owing $50,000 could cost you much less a month as well.
Well, now this is what really impacts people. How much can I afford every month if I'm struggling with $50,000 in high interest debt? That cost can be $2,000 a month, just those minimums. You don't feel like you're making a dent at all. With our debt consolidation loan, that can get down to around $900 a month, which is a huge help. Credit counseling around $1,000, but it's that debt negotiation program that actually works on those balances. That can be the most affordable option because that's possibly around $750. And you also see that little blue blip over there. That's our advanced hardship program for people who are really, really struggling. If you qualify, that can really be life-changing.
Yeah. A lot of people, as we touched on earlier, they feel vulnerable. They're scared. They don't know who to trust. They can look you all up with your Better Business Bureau rating and know they can trust you.
Veteran owned. We've been in Texas for over 2 decades helping people, and we're just a phone call away. You'd be surprised how much relief we can provide and how much the burden of stress of debt we can take off you and your family.
Yeah, and you can basically kind of relieve us of some of that burden right away with the free consultation to let you know where you stand. What are you looking at there?
We're looking at your unique situation to see the best option to make sure that if there's some people, when you're behind, you can't get a new loan. So we've got to find another option. Or maybe you can afford more, or maybe you're struggling more. So we've got to find the one that gives you the most relief with the lowest cost to you.
All right. Thank you so much again for your service, and thank you for this, because so many people, like I said, you've been there before, I've been there before. When you lift that burden, it is like the weight of the world coming off your shoulders. Thank you.
Thank you, Deborah.
All right. For more information on affordable debt consolidation and their free debt relief consultation, call 800-816-1003. That's 800-816-1003, or visit affordabledebtconsolidation.org.